Welcome everybody to our certified DevOps engineer live free training program. And as you know, this training I provided as a volunteer free of charge to support those entering into the ID. So today we start our journey together. Okay, this is our roadmap, and according to our roadmap, we are at day one. So today we will dive into the topic Linux for DevOps, right? So, if you watch my previous videos, okay, or I don't know, but I always I always start game with the very, very basic level. And like our batch is very diverse. We have many people with the many backgrounds, right? So, I will make sure everybody will understand from the basics. If you know the concept, please sit tight and refresh your concept. Be patient. Okay, if you have questions, you can ask me, you can do the thumbs up or something. That's why this group chat is there. You can also post your question over there. Okay, this is the again information, okay, for those who tuning in later. Okay, so don't forget to mark for our next training. And if you see, currently we are only doing the certified DevOps engineer. Later we will also have professional security, Python, and especially this part is nowadays a hot topic. Here is a Terraform certification, some of the Google, AWS, and I will also start the cybersecurity trainings. Okay, so this is plan for the next year. If you watch or if you recommend your friends, you can say they can scan the QR code, right, to join like you did yourself. I will also post link in the description when once it will be uploaded. So with that said, let's go ahead and see what we will cover today. So we will start with the setting up our Linux lab first, right? Then we will go ahead with the core Linux skills. So every DevOps must have these skills, which so here I have split the entire session in two part. One will be again the foundation and another one would be the advanced. So advanced means not, of course, those would be the Linux command, but we will see all the commands which we will be using in our all the tools from day 1 to up to day 11. Okay, and I will not skip any of the part. Okay, regardless if we need to or if we will need required additional session, yes, we will extend, though we have just said okay it's a 11 days program, but don't worry, we will go step by step. Then in this session, okay, we also have interactive quizzes and challenges. So after each and every session we will see the questions, okay, just to reinforce our learning. And at the end we will you will be working on a project. Okay, so I will provide you a scenario. So whatever you are learning in this, so you have to apply your all those skills to work on that. Okay. So just to make sure you what you have understand and you will get the feeling, okay, I have these skills and where I apply these skills. So that's the motto of this project. Okay. So let's start with our first topic, what we will cover in this. So in this lab environment, first we understand the fundamentals. Okay. Then we will go with the virtualization. Then we install the VirtualBox on. I will guide you through with the how you can install on your Mac, Windows, and Linux, all three. Okay. Then we will down how you can download the Ubuntu image. Then creating a virtual machines. Then once we create a virtual machine, then we will be installing Ubuntu on top of that. And once we install, then what happened? So though it's a virtual machine installation, but I will also walk you through what happened when you actually install on your physical server or physical laptop, right? If might be you are interested and you said, okay, I want to use instead of virtual machine, or I want to use in my own physical laptop. Okay, so we will see everything. I will tell you what is the difference when you install on your server, when you install on your desktop, when you install on your laptop, and all these things. Okay, so this is our agenda. So let's start with first thing. So understanding the fundamentals. So in like we know in today's world system, including since very old PC, right? When we have this kind of PCs, might be I don't know how many of you seen this PC, but yeah, I personally when I started learning, so yes, I work on this kind of system in our school, right? So modern systems to the our DACs, I mean servers, then workstation, laptop, our mobile devices, this payment machines, the smartwatch, right? These IoT devices everywhere, okay, including even your routers, right? So all these devices has something in common, right? So all this have a major components like CPU, hard disk drive, random access memory, right? And several other components, but I would say these are the major components we can find in any of the system, right? This is really important. We will go this in much more deeper when we start the monitoring topic, and I will tell you why these are important as a point of monitoring. But at the moment we are starting, so all these systems have the major components which is over here, okay? So which forms what we call as a hardware layer, right? So there is no harm if we can say, okay, everything together as a hardware layer, right? Next, come to move to the user space, right? So we as a user, right? So I call this as a user space, or you can say as a user layer, or whatever you want to say, okay? So this is this is layer where user interact with the computer, okay? It includes all the application you use like Word, to access the internet. Maybe you use your favorite browser, right? You use files if you are working on project, and when you get bored you start playing games on top of that, right? So everything is comes under the user space. Then next, like as a user, okay, when you click, for example, as I said with the Google Chrome icon, when you click on that, so what happened? So you already install, right? So when you click on the your browser icon, then this will get load into your RAM, and then so it will get load into the RAM because CPU can fetch the instruction very quickly. And you know, of course, some of you from the engineering background, you know, there is a dedicated subject you study, computer system architecture. That was my one of the favorite subject when I was in university, right? So but as I said, at the foundation or basic level, we everybody knows these are the important thing, and we need to, as a human, we need to interact with the hardware layer, right? But what happened at the hardware layer, it only understands zeros and ones, okay, which is also called machine level language, right? So as a human, it's really hard for us to interact with the um, this kind of hardware system, right? And our language is completely different. So there is a difference. One side we are in user space, right? Another side this machine and hardware layer where we want to interact. But imagine like you're it's like, okay, when we are trying to communicate with somebody who doesn't understand our language, so there is a problem over here, right? So we need something, okay, and of course we need some kind of software. That what that software should understand our thing and translate into the next thing. So for example, if I want to interact with the hardware, so I will tell this software, okay okay guys, I want this one or this thing, and it understand my requirement, and it translate and then send it to the hardware layer, right? Then what happened, hardware layer respond to the software, and software again translated to the human level understandable language, or what we understand, okay? In this way we can interact with the hardware, right? And what this software called, this is called operating system. So again, it's a dedicated entire subject, and where you have a lot of flexibility, you learn a lot of things. I think Galvin is still, I remember Galvin is the one of the book is still there. And which book do you use, guys? Galvin, operating system. Okay, no way. So I'm outdated now. So when I was in university, I studied the entire operating system. Give me a second, guys. Sorry about that. So there is again dedicated subject, but as a high level layer or high level understanding, we can say operating system is one of the translator in between human as well as the hardware. So that's why we need a operating system, right? And this acts as a translator and and also a manager, okay, making it possible for us to interact with the hardware. So let's go to the next one. Okay, so we know for the mobile we have Android, right? For Windows, one of the operating system, another is for Mac devices, it is from Apple. Okay, and for Linux, which is one of my favorite, each and every operating system has a different purpose, right? But today's our focus is on the Linux, right? So we need something, and that something is operating system. So there is no harm if I simplified this diagram as a hardware layer, operating system, and the user. So there are only three layers. Okay, in entire things we have only three things: user space, operating system, and the hardware layer, right? And what is what? So at user space level we have applications, file managers, browsers, and user interface, GUI, CLI, everything comes under the user space. Okay, don't consider, especially if you're coming from the, or if you have some knowledge, or if you are working already in IT, or you're coming from engineering background, don't get confused with CLI is a part of operating system level. Okay, it is a part of user space, because whatever thing you are interacting, it comes under the user space. Okay, and operating system there we have something like kernel, which is really important. We will dive deeper into, I will tell you what. And then drivers, okay, and utility. For example, when you plug and play nowadays, every devices, you heard about this, right? Plug and play. So whenever you put just pen drive or whatever, any device, it automatically popped up and you are able to use it. I think approximately 15-20 years before, this facility was not available with the Linux, or you have to install kind of some drivers, right? But nowadays what happened, everything is plug and play because of the user experience, right? We want, if you're making some product, you want your user should use it, not to in put your head to find out the how to use it, right? So that's the thing. Then system management is also a part of operating system. And hardware layer we already saw, we have CPU, RAM, hard drive. Now we have SSDs and other peripheral components, right? So it's very simple. So we can say, as a fundamentally, we have one user space, we have operating system, okay, which is work as a translator in between hardware layer as well as the user space, right? Then this ends up the fundamental topic. So before, yes, you already showed you question. So before I ask a question, do you have any questions on this topic which I showed you? Right? Simple, nothing crazy, very easy, right? Straightforward, three layers. First layer, hardware, operating system, user space. So user space where we interacting. So you everybody related to human being comes under the user space, operating system. And then the hardware layer, it's also called as physical layer. So we can touch our laptop, we can touch RAM, we can touch hard drive. Of course, you can say, okay, the hard drive is inside the laptop, you can open it, right? And you can then touch it, and you can also break it, right? So okay, no question. Then go to the our first question. Here just you have to tell me the answer, because I haven't created a link for this. Okay, so first question is, what is the main function of the operating system? Okay guys, what's the answer? You can write in a chat, or you can unmute yourself and answer this.
To manage hardware and software resources.
Okay, who else?
Okay.
This one, right? Answer for option one, I mean. Okay.
Yeah, option A.
Okay, thank you. And who else wants to answer? A. Okay, very nice. So Harshit A, Francisco A. Okay, Nitish Kamlesh, thank you very much. Let's see here. And I click on submit. Yes, it's a congratulations. It's a nice answer. A correct answer. Next time I will make sure this link, I will also create a link for you so you can vote directly in that as well. Okay. Then come to the next one. Which of the following is a Linux distribution? Maybe this question is too early if you don't want to answer. Okay, so it's just completely based on the your guessing. What do you think, right? So there is no right or wrong answer. I'm not judging or nobody is judging. We are just starting and learning.
I think Mac operating system.
Okay, which of the following is a Linux distribution?
B option.
Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So two you make.
Second. One.
Second. Okay, Harshit. Option 3. C. Mike says C. Nitisha says C. Very nice. So, guys, one thing. First of all, thank you very much. Very nice. You answer this. Okay. So for the Linux distribution, yes, I didn't say anything about this, but this is the our chapter about, or this is our session about this. So here the Mac OS, yes, there is a slightly, I would say, the difference, but Mac OS, guys, if you are not saying anything, please put yourself on the mute so our recording will not get interrupted, please. Thank you. So Linux is also, I mean, Mac OS is also, you can perform the commands, okay, whatever you are performing, not whatever, but most of the commands like ls, pwd, cd, and all these things, right? So I will not go much more into, but Mac OS is not a part of Linux distribution. So whenever you answer, understand the question, what is being asked. So here is asked, which of the following is a Linux distribution? So straightforward, right? Of course, we can use, I will also show you later on it, this my Mac, I will show you the same command which I'm executing on the Linux, I will also able to execute on the Mac. But for this one, our answer is Ubuntu, because we know, yeah, right? So we know Windows we use, Mac OS, and Android is for mobile, and Ubuntu is for Linux distribution. And we have more than 600 distribution for the Linux. I will show you that as well, which leads to a next question. Okay, what is the lowest programming language that is directly understood by the computer hardware? Let's see. Harshit answer D. Let's go one. Okay, anybody else? D, Mayank, and nice one. Mayank R, Shin code. Yes, guys. So when I say when I showed you the hardware layer, right? So it says 0 and 1. So 0 and 1 also called as a binaries. Okay, and that is also considered, or you can say it's a machine code, right? There are so many other stuff as well. We won't go, so just we won't go into that one, like assembly and so many other things. But yes, we can say it, these are the machine code, right? So great, everybody, right answer. Great, everyone, for participation. Now we are moving towards the virtualization, which is very important, right? So we understand the fundamentals, right? We have hardware layer, we have operating system, which is a kind of translator, right? And above that, there is a user space where we are, right? So we understood basic thing. Now comes to the virtualization. So what virtualization is, first of all, and what kind. So in this section we will um, see what virtualization means, right? Why do we need the virtualization? What kind of problem it resolve? And we will be also saying this, or I will explain you more in detail when we start the cloud computing, because this, at that point, this topic is more relevant to go into the much more details, much more in depth, right? And when we start the containerization, then I will also let you know what is the virtualization. So at the moment, as I said, we are just starting, so keep it simple. Okay, what virtualization is. So let's consider, imagine you want to work with different operating system for various tasks, right? So typically you might need a Windows, right? Laptop for general use, or Mac for a specific professional application, right? And Linux laptop for development purpose. And what happened, for each three purpose, right? You buy a separate laptop, and you end up with three laptop at the moment. What happened? cost three times, right? You buy three laptops. Once you need some kind of Windows related, so let's say MS Word, right, which doesn't work. There are there are workaround you can use, right? But just consider Word doesn't work on the Linux operating system. So for that, you need something Windows. Then you bought a Windows laptop for some other application, iTunes, right? For example, you use a Mac. I'm just giving you the example. Don't take it literally. In case of Linux, okay, which are really popular for the development environment, right, and for the DevOps as well. So just consider, yes, we can afford, and we bought three different laptops. So what happened? First of all, I have to switch between the laptops when I have to work, right? First thing. Second thing, if I have three laptops, I have to keep charged all three laptops all the time. Electricity bill. Okay, I can pay the electricity bill as well because I'm using those for the work. That's fine. But all three laptops has three hard drive or three storage, right, where we are putting the data. There is no single place where I can put the data. So if I want to access some data from here, and I'm working on here, and it needs kind of data from this laptop, then what I need to do, I put the pen drive, copy the data, okay, and load in this system. And similarly like this, of course, if I'm working, I can do that as well, right? It is not like it is not doable, but one time, two time, three time, after that you will think, oh my god, what I'm doing. Isn't it better if we have something in central where I put my data at one place, right? And whenever I need, I can access. So that is another overhead. And also you have three RAM or and so many things, right? So similarly, this is one of the use case, but some alternative solution, guys, you can say, okay, why not? We can use the dual boot or maybe trial boot option. I can boot Windows alongside the, sorry, Linux alongside the Windows. Okay, yes, you can do, but I told you, when you have to switch between the operating system, then it will be a problem, right? And Mac, no. If you spend this much money, you really don't want to spoil your Mac, right? So no. So, and it is also not allowed. You cannot run other things on the Mac devices. Yes, of course, you bought, you can do it, but Mac operating system you cannot install on any other because it's not legal. That is one case. Another use case, right? You said, okay, fine. I don't wanna use Windows or Mac. I'm happy with the Linux like me. Then okay, you started today. You want to learn CentOS. CentOS is also one of the distribution. Okay, comes under the RPM package or Red Hat Best. We'll talk about this later. Ubuntu is our main topic. Then you said, okay, now for my development and desktop related, you heard from somebody and you thought, okay, I will go ahead with the Ubuntu. And you just remove your old data, you took the backup of your data, you install the Ubuntu on top of that. That is also possible. Then we start containerization and you realize, oh wow, Alpine is really amazing Linux, right? Very nice, right? So Alpine is a independent, an non-commercial general purpose Linux distribution system that provides user I mean, these are secure, okay, simplicity and resource efficient, very uh, I mean, their size is very minimal, right? Then you thought, okay, now I have to learn this. You are installing the Alpine. And then we start security course. Then you think, okay, for security, Kali Linux is the, again, then you are going to take backup of your all the data and you're installing on top of your laptop the Kali Linux because you need to learn, right? And somebody told you, okay, no, it's better to go with the Mint. Okay, Mint is again one of the Linux distribution, very popular for desktop and laptop computers, right? If especially if you're coming from the Windows background, Linux, if you install Linux, I'm sorry, Linux Mint, it will give you the same user interface, right? And same thing when you have Linux number N, then again you are end up with all this operating system installing one by one, right? So as I said, again, it's a overhead because you have to install operating system again and again. you are learning, then you enjoy this process of installing the operating system for now, right? Once you will become expert in that, guys, I promise you, you will feel, oh my god, I really don't want to do that. So I believe in last, at least last 15 years, I didn't reimage my Windows system as well. Okay, so initially when we learn, so we think, okay, let's install this, let's try those, and blah blah blah. But when you become expert, right, then you think, no, I don't want to do that because of my data. I have to copy it, paste it somewhere else, then put it again. Lot of problem. So isn't it amazing if we have something like this, where on my same laptop or my same computer or my same machine, I would say, I can install all this operating system whenever I need. Okay, and when I don't need, I can just throw them out, right? So again, like operating system, that was, we need to interact with the hardware. Similarly, here we need something that facilitates this kind of stuff. Okay, and this kind of stuff is called virtualization. Okay, and to achieve this, we need utility, and that utility is hypervisor. Okay, so similarly, hardware layer, operating system, user space. So in between three layers, we just put somewhere hypervisor, and hypervisor facilitates all these our problems. I mean, it will resolve um, all our problem using its magical thing. Okay, so what we need to do or to achieve the virtualization? Hypervisor. Remember what we need to achieve the virtualization. So this is called hypervisor. As I said, we will see what, I mean, there are many, basically there are two kind of hypervisor, right? Type 1, type 2. We will go dive deeper into when we start our cloud computing part, right? But this is not the correct time. But for now, hypervisor, just remember one software that provides us this facility by which we can achieve the virtualization. Simple, nothing crazy, straightforward. How many of you with me that get it? Okay, this is the hypervisor. Nice, good, nice, right? Very simple. Thank you very much, Mitesh, Mayank, Sheet, Francisco, for your interaction and feedback. Thank you, Ashit. So we understand, right? Again, hardware layer, operating system, user space. Now we need to put hypervisor somewhere. Okay, so let's see. So I can see hardware layer where my all the hardware components comes. Okay, so now I will say it hardware layer. I will not say something else. Okay, RAM or something. When I say hardware layer, it means it includes all the things, right? Sorry. Then again, we have operating system. Okay, and as I said, we have this Linux, Mac, and Windows. So we need hypervisor, because those who, my friend who come from Mac, they need hypervisor for Mac background. Those who loves Linux, they need hypervisor for Linux. Those who loves Windows, okay, Windows is amazing, very simple, very user friendly, right? So I also need hypervisor for that, right? So we have that, and after that, on top of that, I have a layer called, so we call it as a hypervisor layer, right? It means this is our machine where we have already installed the operating system. Okay, it can be any of this. So I just put this logo. Okay, so you, if you find Linux, so you find similar logo, right, for the Linux. So we are not talking about particular distribution of the Linux, right? So, and then we install on the operating system the hypervisor. So hypervisor is also one of the application, right? Then, as I said, or in more simplified way, using the hypervisor, we will be installing any of the Linux, or any of the operating system, right? You can install When you have hypervisor, you can install a Windows machine on top of Windows machine. You can install Windows machine on Linux operating system or Mac operating system. You can do whatever you want to do using this software. Okay. Then some terminology and which are really important to learn, right? So, but before that, I see Harshit. Do you have any questions? You raise your hand. No, sir. Sorry, sir. Okay, no worries. I thought it's not good to move on until clear the doubt. Okay, so some of the terminologies we must know what is called what in virtualization. So we understand virtualization, right? To achieve the virtualization, we have the utility, the tool, and which that tool is called hypervisor, right? And hypervisor facilitates to install multiple kind of operating system on the same hardware layer, right? So in our case, we have a hardware layer, our own laptop, right? So on this layer, we can call this as a physical machine, right? This is physical machine. Next, we have our own operating system. So it can be any, right? So which is called host operating system. Remember these terms, these are really important, and these are the also your basic stuff. When next time I would not say the operating system, because when we install all these things, right, then it is in start actually it's confusing what is host operating system, what is guest operating system. So host operating system is what is already installed on our system. So it can be Mac, it can be Linux, it can be Windows, any, right? So that is host operating system. Next is called what other operating system we are installing using the hypervisor, which is called guest operating system, right? So in our case, in our example, we Ubuntu is our guest operating system. If we are installing Linux Mint, then it would be our guest operating system, Alpine and CentOS and so on, right? Simple. Then this laptop, right? So in previous diagram, I showed you everything inside the one. So consider this as a virtual machine, because ultimately you have to install operating system, and to install operating system needs kind of hardware, right? So, and here I said physical machine, but here we do not have physical machine. These are virtual machine. So this called as a virtual machine, or in short, VM. Okay. Then, and on top of that, we install the guest operating system, right? Simple. This is virtual machine, and we install our whatever I want. If I want to learn security stuff, I can install this. Once I'm done, I can delete this virtual machine. Similarly, I can install or and do any of this stuff, right? So simple, physical machine, host operating system, right? These are our guest operating system, and then virtual machine. So clear, guys? So far, everybody with me? Or if you have any questions, just raise your hand. So I think all clear. So we can put this diagram in this way, right? So physical layer, host operating system, so which comes over here, and this is the hypervisor. And here, here I was showing like this, but I just represent this as a box. No harm, right? Everything is here. Guest operating system. This is virtual machine 1, virtual machine 2, which is Alpine. Yes, here the guest operating system is Alpine. Here virtual machine 3, guest operating system is Kali Linux. Here virtual machine 5. And interesting, or the fun fact, you can install all operating system at the same time, right? You don't need to, and you can access all of the operating system at the same time as well, until and unless you are satisfying the hypervisor demand. So let's say your operating system or your hardware, right? Your laptop has just 4 GB of RAM, right? And on top of that, you already install one of the operating system. Of course, hypervisor doesn't restrict you or limit you to install, you can also install the hypervisor on top of your operating system. But in order to create, let's say, Ubuntu operating system, it says minimum hardware requirement is 4 GB. I need 4 GB of RAM to work better. Okay, this is the minimum requirement. But your operating system does not have 4 GB. Then what? You cannot install one virtual machine itself, right? So there is a trade-off. You have to always consider what layer, I mean, what is the configuration of your own system, right? So in my case, I have 64 GB. So as long as I'm satisfying, and I'm also allowing, because host operating system, it also requires, for example, like let me give you the simple example. Maybe you experience on your mobile when you install a lot of application, that's fine. But when you open many application at the same time, then sometimes you have to restart your mobile, right? Or maybe you have to close some of the application so that your mobile can function, right? So similarly, because everything is the hardware, because when you put something or when you access something on your laptop, then it will consume some of the resources of the hardware layer, right? So that's why always this virtual machine creation is based on the what you have here, 1 and 2 level. Okay, we will see this in a moment as well. But at the moment, this is one of the simplified version, right? Hardware layer, operating system, hypervisor. And using hypervisor, we are creating virtual machines. And in virtual machine, we are installing our guest operating system. Simple, nothing crazy, right? Very straightforward. So for everybody with me, guys, good. Thank you, Amlesh, Mayank, Francisco,
Yes, we are here.
Nitisha. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm very happy. It really gives me a boost, right? And also I feel like, yeah, I'm saying correct. I'm delivering something. Okay, so now we are talking about the hypervisor. We understand. First, we start with the three, right? Thank you, Arjun. Now we have five things. Again, guys, my motto is to, you don't need to watch this video when I upload it on YouTube. That's why I'm repeating these things. Of course, feel free when you want, but my motto is to, when you go, you will open, when you go to your laptop, right? You will be confident, you know what is hypervisor, how you can create the virtual machine, you know what is guest operating system, you know what is host operating system, you know what is physical machine, and all these things. That's my motto. That's why maybe I'm repeating this. And as I said, repetition is the key. Okay, at least you will be hearing the same thing 50, at least 50 times, and this will be very, then you will be familiar with the all these terms. Okay, so in our case, we are going to use hypervisor, which is VirtualBox. Okay, so here VirtualBox is a popular hypervisor that allows you or us to create virtual machines like this, okay, on Windows system, on Mac system, and on Linux system. Okay, and these tools enable us to set up multiple operating system, okay, on a single laptop. Okay, so you don't need to go ahead and buy different laptops, pay the electricity bill, right, maintenance, and there are so many other things, right? So this is about this hardware layer, operating system, right, hypervisor, and our hypervisor is VirtualBox, right? And using that, we will create virtual machine, right, and install our guest operating system. So now we have six things, right? Before we have five, but now we have hardware layer, operating system, which is host operating system, hypervisor is the VirtualBox, and we'll create virtual machines, right, and virtual machines, and then we will install our guest operating system, right? Any questions? All clear? Very great. So okay, so our quiz time. It means we are end of this section. So what is virtualization used for? Let's see. Let's enforce our understanding what we learned so far. Harshit A, Mitsha A, okay. Francisco 1, yes, okay. And Ish A, okay, so very nice. So we need to run virtual machines on physical machine, and we need submit. I don't know. Let's see. Thank you very much and for answering. Everybody answers correct. Let's move to the next question then. So which software is commonly used for virtualization? Microsoft Word, VirtualBox, Photoshop, Firefox. Uh, Before I finish, people are answering. Very nice. Francisco, Harshit, Nitesh. Hmm. Tisha. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So again, everybody answers correct. So it's a VirtualBox. Let's see. This is for you guys. Let's go to the next question. What is hypervisor? Let's see how many answers. So a device for gaming, a software to manage virtual machines, and a internet browser, a music player. Mitesh, Francisco, Harshit, Mitisha, Mayank R. Mitesh. Let's see, guys. Congratulations, answer is correct. So very good. So correct response saved. I will check it later and give myself 2 chocolates, and you can also take chocolates for yourself, right? Whichever you like. Okay, so like we know hypervisors, right? So now we have to install VirtualBox. Is to just save a time. I already have something. I mean, we see on this how we can install the VirtualBox, right? On Mac, Windows, and Linux, all three, right? So whenever, I mean, it's very simple, like other software you install on your system, right? So let's see. Again, our boring diagram, right? So which is what we have: hardware layer, operating system, and hypervisor. And in our case, we want to install VirtualBox, right? So what we will do first, we will see the instruction for Mac, right? So guys, when I create, I mean, I thought to show you by just go to this website and download. That would be much easier for me putting a snapshot over here. But there are some points which I want to discuss with you prior. I will also show you later part of this video, this session, right? How you can do it, but it's very simple process. So I put a snapshot because first of all, we cannot go to 3 different devices, right? I do have all 3 Linux as well, right? But it's the same thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how we can install. And second thing, I want to save the time so we can spend our time to some other things, right? So go to this website, and this website is this one, virtualbox.org. So regardless which operating system you are accessing, you will always land to their homepage. As of now, I don't know in future if this page will be changed. So I think 5-6 months before, this website was completely different, logo was completely different, but it's a brand new logo of the VirtualBox, and I like it much. Of course, I like old one as well, but this one, right? Then what you have to do, simply have to click on the download button, right? Then you will be presented with this page. This page says, okay, download VirtualBox. Then in this section, right, in this section of this page, you can see VirtualBox platform packages. So again, one term, make familiar yourself with package. Package is simply your software, nothing else. Okay, so like our names are different, our parents like this name, that's why they gave our this name, right? So similarly, they who they invented or created or built this VirtualBox software, this platform, they decided to, we won't call it the software, we call this as a package. So just don't be confused, package, but we will be using a package later on as well. Okay, so it's depending on your platform, like it says, right? So download. So here we are seeing for the Mac OS. So click on this one depending on your operating system. So this is the, we are talking about the Mac. So here again, there is two things: Intel host and Apple Silicon host, right? So you know what you have, choose the click on that one, and your download begins. So if you are in using the browser, which I use Safari here, so you kind of see this message. Okay, it simply say you want to allow, it's a security warning. I trust this, so I allowed this. Your choice. If you can also click on cancel, then go to this download section, right? Click over here, it will open this finder. When you open this finder, okay, here the virtualbox.dmg file. So also remember the extension for Mac is .dmg, right? When you click on that, this screen you will see with this screen. Okay, here you have option, it says double click on this. Here double click on this, then it will open simple, right? Introduction, it will give you welcome and all these things like I did you. And it asks you to the destination. As a beginner, go with the default one, don't put much head over here. Once you are familiar, then try to do it for other things. So right, install for me only, install on a specific disk, and so on and so forth. These are the options which I'm showing. These are the default option. Of course, if you choose, you are feel free to choose what you want to do, but I am fine with this default one. That's okay. Then it says, okay, standard installation on Macintosh HD. Okay, installation type, I'm fine. Click on the install. Then it will do its work, copy all the packages, everything on the destination which we selected by default, and your installation is done. Click on the close and we are done. Yes, it asks you, do you want to keep it? I don't want to keep it. I move the download. So it won't move your installation to the trash. It will move your downloaded file into the trash. Okay, later you can also access it from the recycle bin. So I don't want to keep it, so I remove it. But if you are just, you're learning and you want to reinstall and install it again, and yes, there is so much fun doing this as well, right? So you can choose what you want to do. Once you are done, then you come to the desktop, and in desktop there is an icon. It is kind of this magnifying glass, which is called spotlight search, or alternatively you can use command plus spacebar. It will open this spotlight search. Here you can type VirtualBox, this icon, click on this, and you are good with that. Simple, right? Very simple process. Most of you, last time I asked, so yes, we are interested in Windows, right? So that's what we'll go over here. Same page, see, on the Windows, click download, save it, right? Again, you will present with the download page. You have to click on the Windows, and it will ask you where you want to download. Choose the location where you want to save it. I did in download section, right, or folder. Click on this one. This open the same thing. Next, accept condition, otherwise it won't let you allow to install or use the software, right? And next, of course, go with the default one. If you want do some crazy stuff, read this. And okay, it says warning, yes, I'm fine. You really don't realize, right, when you install it, whether you are temporary disk. But yes, it's very nice. They inform you what we want to do, right? So temporary disconnect for the network interface, because it has to install, right? I will tell you what it is going to be do, but just understand it will, your network will be fluctuated. If you are doing something critical, don't say yes, wait for finish your task and then come back over here. Then if something missing dependencies are there, it will ask you, you have to do this, proceed with the installation now, yes. And again, it's very nice thing on the Windows. I miss on so many other operating system where we do not have these options: creator, desktop, start menu, shortcuts, file association, or all these things. I'm fine with all the default one. Okay, unselect whatever you don't like, then click on next and install. Then it will removing the registry and all these things or copying the stuff, right? And here by default this option is there after installation. If you want to open it, right, or if you don't want to open it, uncheck this and click on the finish, right? And if you checked it, then right after the finish this window will open. Very simple, right? In Mac it's a different, you have to go to and find your application. After that you can keep in a dock, but yeah, I find very simple on the Windows. Next come to the Ubuntu. Okay, so this is our Ubuntu operating system. I access the, so where the default browser is Firefox, right? Then here the download page is different, right? So you may be heard when I was saying we have many Linux distribution, so that's what I was referring. So it says when you click on download section, it will not directly download the software, or not the software, they call this as a package. So what it says, you presented with this one, and out of this, right, we have for Linux, and you can see it has so many Linux. If you click on all distribution, you will find more. So these are some of the popular, right? Or of course it's the software is from Oracle, so they put it there on at very first, but also they put Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9 and 8, right? Then Ubuntu. So many things, right, here, but we are aiming for Ubuntu 24.04, where, so because I want to install this VirtualBox on my Ubuntu operating system, right? So that's why I need this one. When I click on this, it's my downloads start, and then I can double click on this, or maybe I can show in a finder, or if I click over here, I can go to the download location. And when you click on Ubuntu, right, nowadays it's very simple, it will open with the App Center. I will show you how it looks like. So this is kind of your installer or wizard, like you did in Mac and Windows, right? So it will open with your App Center, okay, which is by default software installer. Then you have to click on install. Then it will ask you, are you sure? Yes, we are sure, we want to do that. Click on the install. It will ask you, okay, provide your password. Then just provide your whatever your password you have, and then once it is done, then it says installed, and then you have to close this over here. Once you close, again little bit, you come back on the your desktop screen. Then here this is called, it's the same like you have Windows button or Windows start button. Similarly Ubuntu also have, when you click on this, then this search bar will be open, right? After that you can see here VirtualBox. If you don't find it here, maybe you are installing on your physical machine where you have a lot of application. So no worries, we have this search bar here. You can search, you can type VirtualBox and it will again show, not here, maybe at the first or something like that. And when you click on this, then this will open, right? Very straightforward procedure. In order to save the time, I put it over here without any putting it, I mean, that's why I just put the all the snapshot over here, right? So before we go to the question, any questions from your side? Okay, then I take it as a no. So now my turn. I'm gonna ask you a question, guys. Okay, so what website do you visit to download VirtualBox for Windows and Mac? We have option google.com, virtualbox.org, microsoft.com, apple.com. Okay, guys, answer. A, B, C. Okay. Nitish, Mayak, Tisha, Harshit. Okay, guys, good. Thank you for the answers. Okay, give the mix. Yes, of course, you can go over here and you can search VirtualBox installation, which is very easy way, right? But this is the official website. Of course, Google will also lend you, give you the link, and you when you click on this, you go to the virtualbox.org, right? So great for the answer. This is for you. Let's go to the next question. After downloading the VirtualBox installer for Windows, what is the first action you should take? Open the installer file, option number one. Delete the file, option number two. Move the file to the recycle bin, or rename the file. What is correct answer? Let me check in my notes. Okay. Okay, so very nice. Harshit, my okay. Nitish. Thank you guys for the answer. So, of course, when we that's why we install, and I told you we have to double click. It's a simple process, right? So, regardless, anyone, but we specifically ask for the Windows, right? So, again, this is for you. Again, two. Okay, then true or false. You can type T and F for false. Okay, so you need an internet connection to download and install VirtualBox. Okay, Harshit, Maya, good, Nitish. Okay, who wants to try more? False. We don't need internet connection. Yeah, we need internet connection. Without that, we are not able to download. So well, three times for you. Okay, then this is end of this section. Then next section we have downloading the Ubuntu. Okay, so it's before I go ahead with this one. Okay, let me finish this, and after that we will go ahead and take a break, right? So is simple procedure, right? Here ubuntu.com, you can directly go on this ubuntu.com/download/desktop. As a beginner, go with the desktop one with all the GUI thing. Okay, don't go with the server, or I mean, yes, if you want to go with that, but if you are new, I would suggest to go with the GUI option or the desktop version. Okay, so once you are familiar with all these things, then after that you can just switch to the terminal one, and that's what we want. Okay, so start with the this one. So here the website ubuntu.com, right? When you click on this products, here there is option product, right? And here you will see some option: server, desktop, Ubuntu. So when you click on Ubuntu, you go to desktop, click on that, then you have to click on the download button and you directly come over here. So instead, simple ubuntu.com download, or the easiest way as well, right? But on this page, what here in this three sections, we have what's new. Of course, take a time to read that. Okay, and the system requirements are important. Why this is important? When you are going to work in a company or configuring any server, right? So you need to understand what is your application requirement, what your application needs to run on the machine, right? Similarly, operating system itself takes some hardware resources, right? So we need to understand, you need to read about this, you must know what minimum requirement I need. Okay, so here we have system requirements. As of now, for Ubuntu 24.04 version, I think zero point 0.1 as well, this is the requirement when we need a 2 gigahertz dual core processor, 4 GB system memory, 25 GB of hard drive space, right? And it says either USB port or a DVD with the installation media and internet access is helpful. So this is, they are saying, okay, if you are installing on server, laptop, or somewhere. So these are very generalized. We are installing on the virtual machine, so we don't need USB port or DVD drive or something, right? But I need 25 GB, 4 GB, and 2 GB. You can also install the same thing without having this much configuration as well, but it won't work properly, right? It won't work. Your experience will not be good. You don't like it to be interact with, right? So Make sure you have more than this. Okay, but for our installation, we will go with this one. Then you have installation instruction, very simple, only 3 steps. First, you have to download ISO, create bootable, and plug bootable and boot. That's it, right? Of course, we are going to go ahead and see everything step by step what is there, right? So let's start with this one. So when I said on the same page, when you click on this one, so this very well work for your Linux as well as Ubuntu, right? And it says AMD 64. So AMD 64, it means simple here general purpose machines, which so basically it's a 64-bit processor what you have. Okay, so once again, okay, fine. So in this case, you can go ahead and use this. So guys, I really didn't expect I will show you this thing, but not this thing. It will be coming after, I think, next to next slide. If you're a Mac user, right? If you want to use Mac, M1, M2, M3, and so on, right? So VirtualBox, the image which I showed you, that really didn't, that really won't work for you. Okay, you need to have ARM. So ARM is also kind of hardware system, right? Kind of, just consider as a kind of hardware, right? So you need to install Noble, Numbed, Desktop for ARM, and these are the server edition. When you search, okay, Ubuntu for macOS or Noble Numbed, you will land up with this link only. Okay, read this about, and if you want to know more information about this, uh, yeah, Asahi project. Go ahead and search about this. What is this and what they do? But the plan is to we can use Ubuntu on the this silicon chip as well. Okay, so this is for the Ubuntu important one. So as I said, when you type, you can right away do it. If you type on Noble Numbed for Mac or something, M1, M2, M4, or whatever, you will land with this page only. Okay, which says cdimage.ubuntu.com/releases Noble. I put lot of time to find the direct link, but as I said, this is server version, and on server we don't use or we don't need GUI at all, right? So that's why we don't have here. So it is completely based on the without, or I would say without GUI based, right? And if you want to use, go ahead. I tried this one, which is already there, and this snapshot is from my one of the favorite AI companion, whatever. So I had to tell, okay, this is the first time you couldn't help me with my query. Never mind, I will search on my favorite search engine. And it says, okay, I hope you will find exactly what you need. Right. So this is what happened with the my AI thing. Then I did, and I found this one. Okay, but it says daily build. That's fine. I downloaded this image. I will also put this in links, I think, and I will also share with you guys as well. Right, if you want to download, you can download. So out of this, I go ahead and download this one. Then simple. Okay, so as a beginner, don't go for this. Start using this. Once you are enough, you think, okay, now I'm fine. Like, I don't use UI and I don't like GUI version, but just for your showing you, I'm just using this. And yes, then it will go ahead and install this one, Noble Desktop ARM. Remember, your image should say arm.iso, right? arm.iso for Mac. So but we are most of Windows user, right? So we will be seeing that one as well, and we saw for that AMD 64. Okay, so when you click for default page, Ubuntu download page, it will download AMD 64. So AMD, it's simply meaning 64-bit processor, right? And then which led us to the next question. Okay, I directly just go where you can download the official Ubuntu ISO file. Quick answer, guys. Nice. Mayank, Tisha, very nice. Kamlesh, Mayank R. Nitish B. I mean, of course, we have one Nitish. Sorry. Nice, guys. Thank you very much. Good. And all answers are correct. Let me check my answer is correct. Yes. Then we will go for the next one. What is the first step to download Ubuntu from the official website? Open your web browser and visit www.ubuntu.com. Search for Ubuntu on social media. Go to your email. Visit your random blog. I already people are answer. Mayank and A. Tisha, E. Kamlesh, Nitish. Correct, guys. So yes, we have to go to ubuntu.com, right? And I will also provide links. You can also use those later. But yeah, that's the correct answer. Thank you. All answers are correct. We have few more questions. What is the first step to download Ubuntu from the official website? I think it's a repeated question, right? Oops. So just skip this one. And yeah, what is an ISO file? Context of downloading an operating system like Ubuntu. So is it a photo file, it's a compressed file format, or an image of the operating system, installation disk, a musical file? What is ISO file? It's a AMD 64.iso or a ARM 64.iso. What is this? Okay, this answer. Oh my god, give me a moment. Okay, Tisha, Mayank, shit. uh, Okay, so yeah, guys, this yes, Francisco, I will be connecting with you. You what you need to do, and we will do the troubleshooting. Okay, please bear with me. Yeah, definitely, I'll help you, and I really appreciate you tried before we show over here. Great. So here, okay, we got many answers. Mayan and Tisha, Harshit, Francisco. Okay, Tisha, very nice. So guys, yes, this answer is correct. All answers are correct. This is an image of the operating system installation disk, right? Similarly, like we have other softwares. So for distributions or the operating system, we have .iso. Of course, you can create other files as well, but those are bootable, right? So which the you can also make ISO for maybe your photo, right? So this answer is correct. Next, move on to the how many questions I put over here. Oh god. Okay, this is the last one in this section. What is the minimum amount of RAM recommended for installing and running Ubuntu smoothly? Hmm, good, good, good. Okay, nice. So Nitish, Mayank, Harshit, Mayank are very good. Yes, this is the nice one. Very nice job, guys. So thank you very much for answering and helping me out to it again give me the boost and I'm more confident to ask you more questions. But yeah, for this section, this one is the last one, and let's move on to create a virtual machine. But as I promised, let's take a quick break. Okay, and just for the 10 minutes is enough, and then we will connect. Or do you want to 15 minutes break? I think 10 minutes is enough. Everybody.
Yes, for me it's okay, Jafik. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody done? Okay. So I'm just putting a 10 minutes break. You can go. I'm still here. Those who have questions, I'll be solving the questions and troubleshooting their things. Okay. Or maybe for troubleshooting, maybe we can end at the end. I just started. Okay, guys, go and grab coffee or whatever you like. Just refresh and come back when you're fresh in 10 minutes. Francisco, for your question, we connect at the end and troubleshoot. But at the moment you need to install, it says, okay, it's a supporting library, right? Yeah. So we'll connect later. Turn off the camera. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay. So, nice. Okay. So, okay. So far, we have done here fundamentals, virtualization, installing VirtualBox, downloaded Ubuntu, and now with our that diagram, right? Hardware layer, operating system, hypervisor. On top of that, we have to create virtual machine, and in once we have virtual machine, then we install the operating system. That will be our guest operating system, right? So let's do with this one. So like we know how we can access after installing the VirtualBox. We have this one on the Mac. One moment. Okay. Yeah. Yes. And if we go on Linux, we open like this one, and for Windows, we have this screen, right? So regardless, all the operating system, once you install your VirtualBox, okay, on your favorite operating system, then you can see it has same interface. Okay, here, if we go to over here, right, it has the option. Okay, let's come to later. So you can see here these options here everywhere is the same, no difference, right? To create a machine, a virtual machine, right, we understand in our fundamental section what is virtual machine. So virtual machine is a like physical machine, okay, which has all the components what we have with the physical machine, right? And what components we have, let's quickly see. But to create a virtual machine, first you have to click on this icon, new, right? Once you click on the new, so I'm following now onwards all the instruction from the Windows, right? Like I said, many of us are Windows user, and last time you asked me to show it on Windows, that's why. But the procedure is same, you will get the same option, right? It's not like that here you are in Windows you get the name, and in on Mac you will see something else. No, everything is the same. So very first step, when you click, right, when you open or when you click on this one, new, let me show you once again so don't be confused. New icon, or this new button, blue, right, you will see this screen. Then you have to give the name of your virtual machine. So I gave it my first virtual machine, right? Next step, you have to come on this ISO. So like that's why we already downloaded our Ubuntu right before creating a virtual machine, right? Because we need to select over here. So now we are gonna use this downloaded Ubuntu ISO image. So now we know ISO image means what. That's why I put a question, and that's why that question was important, right? So if you don't see, like in Mac, what happened when you click, so automatically it will shows you your ISO image over here. It detects. But if it doesn't, same option you will have in Mac as well, on Linux as well. So click on other, right here. Once you click on this, it will open you others, mean directly the download button, download folder. If your ISO image is somewhere else, unlike me, so you can select the location and the same location which you chose. So you downloaded your ISO in download folder. Go over here. If it is on the desktop, then go over there and select. So you can see in this AMD 64. Okay guys, it's really important, right? That's why I'm all the times emphasizing on this one. What you need to remember, it's a AMD 64 ISO image, right? Versioning is really important. As a DevOps engineer, you must know what version plays a very important role. When we progress in our course, I will show you later when we creating pipeline or talking about something, some other modules as well, right? But at the moment, always remember versioning is really important. What kind of version you are downloading, because I don't want you to end up with wasting your time in troubleshooting. Okay, that's why whatever point I'm emphasizing, just make a note of it. Fine. Then this option, right? Select it. Sorry. And once you select, then you can see it over here. It says Ubuntu, whatever name was there, it says like this, and it will also give you the entire your path. Where is the, so in my case, user dsop is my dsop3 is my user, and handle as well, YouTube handle, and downloads, and in downloads I have this one, right? After that, come over here. So if you see in this one, so it was says skip unattended installation. As a new, select this one. Okay, and as soon as you click on this, then you have to provide the password, right? If you forget, right, if you didn't select on this and unattended installation was triggered, then I think VirtualBox or VB box or something is the user, right? We will see it later, and change me is the password. So but I want to get my own control on this. So you have selected the skip unattended, and like this OS installation, the go guest OS will need to be installed manually. Yes, that's what we want, because we are learner, right? And then next you have to choose the hardware. So see, that's why I said the virtual machine needs something which has the physical machine, so it also has memory and processor. So that's why since beginning I was talking, these are the important part, right? So these are the default one. You can see 2 GB, and it one is a CPU, right? But I will give 4096. If you say 4000 is also okay, no harm. At least give it a 2 processor, or if you assign maybe 4, at least for the installation I would say go with this, so it will, the installation process will be faster, right? And later on we can also reduce this. That is not possible if you do the dual boot, right, alongside your favorite operating system. Once the memory and all these things you allocated, assign, it's assigned, right? Then in next one, again, now we selected processor, we already chosen the RAM. Now we need to choose the storage, which is virtual hard disk. And you see it says virtual hard disk, and here it says hardware, right? So everything is virtualized. Whatever physical components we had in our physical machine, everything is virtualized. So that's why the virtualization is, right? So I will also give you some definition, what I understood as a virtualization, right, later on. That will not be book one definition, but you will be remember. Then important point over here, it says pre-allocated full size, right? So if you check this, so by default it doesn't. It means whatever in the space is required to install for the installation of your operating system, it will be consumed. But if you check this, so it means this virtual box, or this, I mean, of course it's a hypervisor, so this virtual manager will reserve entire 25 GB on your machine, right? It already says this. When checked, the virtual disk image is allocated with its full size during VM creation. During, right? I said during. So before, this option was used to be, maybe if you download old version, you can see there is an option dynamic. So as operating system needs, automatically this virtual manager, VirtualBox will provide the disk space, right? So that's why we need this software. So make sure to uncheck this. Or if you have a lot of space, yes, go ahead and select that, and no harm to try. Then you will come up with the summary. If you find everything good, whatever you selected it's showing, and if you are not happy, just go back and make changes. This is not possible with the physical installation, right? So what we did, we create virtual machine, so we did virtualization, right? Here I says 4 GB memory. So should I mean, did I put actual RAM into that? No, I just said this hypervisor, right? Or this virtual manager. And in our case, it's Oracle VirtualBox, our virtualization manager. We ask him, okay, VirtualBox, please give us a 4 GB of a RAM, 2-core processor, and disk of 25 GB. And now it's a responsibility like OS, right? So it's VirtualBox responsibility to provide all these things. So now this will go to the operating system and ask, okay, a operating system, I need this info, this many things. So update your records and reserve all these resources for me, right? And now, and that is the responsibility of operating system to make available all these resources for this VirtualBox or this virtual manager, right? Then we are happy with this. We'll click finish. Once you finish, then you can see earlier it was empty. Now we have this first, right? My first virtual machine, this is the name. When you will be installing many virtual machine, that is going to be your assignment. I mean, assignment is not good word, but that I will tell you what you need to do for the practice, right? So now our virtual machine is created. Same procedure you should apply for your Linux, your Mac as well. No changes at all, right? I want to save the time. I don't want to waste your time. And most of you feedback me to show the on the Windows. That's why I gave you. But no harm, you can do it on Mac and Linux as well. Now we have created. See, the most of the places, if you find virtual machine is created, but as a beginner, I think you must know, because when I started, I end up with many troubleshootings. Okay, so once you done, come over here, click on settings right here. Then you will see this, right? So make sure if you have multiple virtual machine, I mean, of course, it's a first installation, but yes, in case if you have multiple virtual machines, so you can select and then select settings, then you can see all this information. So as I was saying, the virtualization. So we selected only three things: first processor, second RAM, and third hard disk or hard drive. But when go to the settings, you can see it also has system, display, storage, audio, network, serial port, USB, blah blah blah, all the things which we have physically available almost, right? So take a time and go to each and every section and learn what is this, because this is important in the terms of virtualization. So my point, what I would like to show, once you click on that, come to the network part. Okay, click on here, go to this tab, then this tab will be directly, you can also scroll, but direct, this is the direct option. And here there is option NAT. Okay, go over here, click on the NAT, then select the bridge adapter. Okay, what is this, we will talk later, but at the moment just consider you can access your service or whatever things you install on your Ubuntu using or just consider whatever range or whatever IP your physical machine has, it will also have the same in the same range, right? And which will be easier to access, right? So then, okay, and we are done. So if you didn't notice what we had, so before we had net. So I don't want to go into the details. I know networking is one of my favorite subject, and now we have bridge, right? And then we are done with this virtual machine creation. Any questions on this? Otherwise, I'll quickly jump to the operating system installation. No. Okay. Then I will ask question. Okay. So what is the first step to create a new virtual machine in VirtualBox? Select settings, click on new, open file, click on start. Okay. Harshit, Mayank, Kamlesh, my very nice guys. Very nice. Yeah, really feel proud. So new option B, correct. Okay, so next question. God, how many questions I put in, but this is really necessary. That's why, right? This question is helpful, right? So let's go to this question. What information do you need to provide when setting up a new virtual machine in VirtualBox? Select all, apply. Name of the virtual machine, type of operating system, amount of RAM, screen resolution. You can type like A, C, D, or A, B, C, or whatever you think. All apply. It's a multiple choice question, right? It's not one. Okay, man, good. Man, and okay. Yep. Okay. Nice answers. Everyone, Kamlesh, Francisco, Mayank, and Harshit. Thank you. So, as I said, yes, screen resolution here is not the one what is there. So yes, of course, when you go, we have option over there. We can make so many other changes. But when you create, so you have to provide the name of the virtual machine, which is mandatory, right? And then you have to select the what operating system you're installing, like you're installing Ubuntu, Windows, or whatever. Then amount of RAM, because these are the necessary. And this one, but yes, of course, I can put only one, right? So all these three ABC answers are correct. Okay, so guys, this is for you for the participation. So yeah. And yes, I think I forgot to tell you about this, but this is also one of the important point. But yeah, which of the following file formats is used for VirtualBox virtual hard disk drive? Any guesses? Okay. Harshit, Nitesh, Maya, and okay. Anybody wants to try? Okay, guys. So I didn't tell you. One second. I quickly, if I could show you here. But yes, anyways, we will see it. So here, uh, no wrong or right answer. Just the answer is VDI. Okay. ISO, what we download from the internet. Virtual machine disk, and VMDK is not virtual disk image. That's a VDI. When you select the hard drive, right? Maybe I could show you. No harm, right? Quickly. Mm-mm-mm. Mm, come on, give me a second, please. Yeah, on this, right? So once you select this, and I believe we, okay, no worries. Drive, okay, it is not showing, but anyways, it's when you go to the location where your virtual machine is there, So this is the extension of your virtual machine. Okay, .vdi. I will show you. My bad, I put this question, but still you participated in this question answer. Okay, what is the purpose of allocating RAM to a virtual machine? So to improve graphics quality, to ensure the VM has enough memory to run the operating system and application, to increase internet speed, to provide additional storage space. Okay, Nitisha, very nice guys. So yeah, before I show you answer, so here is for you guys. Okay, for the participation. Very nice. So here the answer is this one. To ensure the virtual machine has enough memory to run the operating system and application, right? To improve graphics quality, no guys, this is not yes, if you have, you can enable, yes, there is an option when you explore this settings. Okay, in other, there is an option where you can explore, but RAM is not for that purpose. Okay, because that's a different, just to, I mean, graphics or visualization or interaction. But for us, this one is answer to increase internet speed, of course. But still that is not depends, because internet speed is not depend on your system configuration. You have very good configuration, but you have very poor internet connection, that it doesn't make any sense, right? And to provide additional storage space, so RAM is not related with the storage. RAM means memory. So always remember, storage means whatever you are storing permanently, like SSD, SSD, HDD, pen drives, and all these are comes under the storage. Magnetic tabs, your CD, DVD, Blu-rays, all these things. Okay, when you call memory, so RAM is related to memory. Your ROM is also okay. So those are volatile, or those are temporary, that call as a RAM. So again, it's a computer science terms, but yes, it again came out from my side. So this is the answer. Okay, and now we have done with this. Any questions on this? Otherwise I will extend quickly and show you how we can install the Linux, and then we wrap up, because I think it's a very uh, long. I don't want to make it too much long, otherwise there is no point to have everything in one session, right? We want to learn, we don't want to just listen, right? So should I quickly show you the installation of Ubuntu on the virtual machine? Okay guys, so bear with me. It won't take, I think, 10-15 minutes, and after that, those who have we will do the troubleshooting, right? Those who are doing along with me, so I will stay with you and we will see and fix those things. Okay, quickly, same, right? Like we open the virtual machine here, this time, right? So same option everywhere, all three, all kind of operating system or platform, I would say. But this time we will select start, right? We don't go to the settings. This time we want to power it on. So like clicking a power button. Okay, click on this, that this will open and you can find this one. So just click and close this. If you want to permanently delete this, click on this one, all will delete. Or if you want to delete one by one, go ahead with that. I just zoom it. Screen will not look like, screen will looks like this one, but this black window, I just took a snapshot of that one. You have three options. This is, I'm telling about the virtual machine, but if you are installing on Linux, sorry, on server or laptop, right? And if your laptop provider vendor is a certified Ubuntu, so you maybe see more options, which is called OEM, right? So you may, but by default, choose try and install, right? Once we go over there, it takes some time, and or bear with that this is screen, because it might take a longer depending on what RAM and processor you have selected. Okay, then you will come up with this screen which says preparing for Ubuntu. Select English, or if you want to choose the something else, go ahead with that. Then yes, this option, click next here, right? Then it will by default, you could see it's a default English US. You can select the keyboard layout whatever you want, and you also, here it says type here to test your keyboard. Just to make sure, type something like I type keyboard testing, and check your keyboard is integrating properly or not with the virtual machine. Otherwise it will be problematic later on. You cannot provide the password. Then here you can see I did not connect it with the internet. So if I don't have this, it says this option, and this option is disabled because it did not detect any of the Wi-Fi on my system. Then it says, okay, do not connect to the internet. I have chosen this. Okay, if you say use wired connection but you do not have connectivity on your local machine, it won't work. But if it is there, I'll show you what it will looks like this. So I say use wired connection and it still shows like this, right? Then next screen, you'll present it with what you want to do with Ubuntu. I will show you this option, but for installation I will let you I want you to do with this install Ubuntu. Okay, that's what we are aiming for. Then you have two options. Okay, how would you like to do interactive installation and automatic? So automatic is for advanced, the YAML files you have to provide. Whatever you are going to do with, you just provide a file and fit into this, and then rest of the things will be done automatically. So don't worry, we'll see that later how YAML works. But at the moment, as a beginner, interactive installation we want, right? Then again, two option, default selection, extended section selection. So it's a virtual machine, so I won't recommend you to go with the extended, right? So it has office tools utility. It will unnecessarily consume your system resources. So on virtual machine, no. If you're installing on your laptop, desktop, go with this one. This will help you. This one means this extended selection. But we are virtual machine, we are fine with that. And you can see now I'm connected again with the internet. Then I have this both the options. If you are not connected with internet, then you will not be able to see one of the options. I don't remember, but yes. So if you see, so check, make sure you have internet connectivity. And again, we are doing on it virtual machine. No need to select both. Your choice. If you want to do, go ahead and do that. But ultimately, it's a virtual machine. No, I don't want. But if you select this, you can select like this, click on the next, and then you are done, right? This is important point. Please focus. Very important. Here again, two options: erase the disk and install Ubuntu, right? And manual installation. What I have done with the manual installation process. Okay, but in case as a beginner you think, okay, my first installation should be seamless, I don't want to go into troubleshooting and all these things, you select this one. And on this screen, when you click on this advanced feature, right? So again, make sure as a beginner, go ahead with this. These are the other things, like you can have LVM, you can have encryption, and you can do so many other stuff, right? So just to show you what is there, stick with the none. Okay, when we start dedicated Linux training, then I will give you the information about all this thing, and then you will come up with this screen. Remember this screen, we will see it again, where you have to provide all these details and click on next. But I don't want to take that path. I select on the back. I will go back. As soon as I click back, I will be here again. Then I select manual installation, right? In manual installation, and I mean, of course, after manual installation, I have to click on next. And in next, when I do, I see my this option, which is called manual partitioning, right? So which is what we do in our hard drive. And I want to utilize my hard disk in more effective way. Rather, I give control to Ubuntu, and Ubuntu think, okay, I will do whatever I want to do. No, man, not like that. So yes, if you think you want to go with the default option, I told you, but this is important, and I will go with this path. Okay, and I will also expect you to go with this one if you feel comfortable or confident, right? So here there is option plus minus change and new partition revert. So what you have to do over here, Right, same thing I will be doing on the video as well, right, doing the live thing, but I took the snapshot so you can refer and see properly what, go back and see what happened, right? So we have given the size of the disk is 25 GB, but I don't know how it's saying 26.84 GB or something like that. Anyways, we'll see. But yes, whatever hard drive we have, you can see the size over here. Then if I go here, I cannot see, these options are graded out for me, right? But as soon as I select on free space, I physically clicked on this, then you can see I have option plus. Okay, this option is graded out now, right? This option, which was before, I have this two option, but when as soon as I select this free space, these options are enabled for me, right? And this option is disabled. So don't go in this. These are the important plus and minus. Now what we will do in next one, I click on the plus sign, then this open this pop-up. It says create partition. But of course, right, MB, who remembers, right, how many MBs? So it's my preference, guys. If you are very good with MB and KB, provide this information like this. But here when you click on this drop down, I mean this icon, this arrow, then you have the option, you can select even in byte as well. Wow, wonder. Select GB if you want to. I like this format is better. Then I give the 10 GB, right? And here I have option. So here I choose GB and I have given the size 10 GB. So first what I have to do, okay, it says mount point. So consider or think mount point as a special for example, like you have a special shelf in your place, and in shelf you put different boxes, or consider it's your shelf with the books. So you said, okay, in shelf number 1 I will have my cooking book. Okay, in shelf number 2 I have my study book. In shelf number 3 I will put the Linux novels, right? So you segregate it. So consider this entire shelf, right, as a mount point, and you want to segregate or put or arrange your things properly. That's why you are saying, okay, on shelf number 1 I will be putting this one, right? And so let's say first one is your educational book or your university book, right? Or if you are lover of reading the novel, so that is your novel where you're putting all the novels, right? So consider mount point as a shelf, right? So here, in order to install the Linux, we need three kind of, initially at least. One is slash, right? And so that's what we are going to select now. So here, no questions, right? We have to select the size. Once we select the size, then here it says slash. So slash is like the main shelf, right, where you store all the essentials, all the books. Okay, so similarly here for operating system, right? For operating system, so we operating system has some files where it should put. So we have to tell, okay, operating system, this is our man shelf and this is the address of man shelf. So slash, I will show you all these things when this will be installed, right? So this is our man shelf where we are installing our operating system. So we are telling operating system, this is our man shelf, you have to put your rest of the things over here, right? So this is our root partition. Slash, it means root. Just remember at the moment, don't go much deeper into what is this. Just consider slash as a root partition or one of the part of your hard drive. You are putting some special things into that. Okay, next we have, once you select, now you can see we have something over here, right? It says SDA1, then it says SDA2, then it says free space, right? I'll spend little bit time over here because this is important. Then just consider this is a MB. Okay, when you create a partition, so these are the some files, okay, in MBs, and which are the files for the operating system, right? And so like operating system needs the information, so you can see in this 1 MB file 1.05 all the related partition information is available in this one, right? Then we have created SDA1, and which is our slash, right? Or we can say the root partition or main partition, right? Next, what we need to do, we need to create again, I mean, of course, here you have to click on plus. When you click on plus, then go GB, add GB. Okay, and what I'm doing over here, we have to provide swap space. Okay, so next I will select like this swap. So you don't have to go to the mount point this time, right? You can see in this, I don't need to go over here. I have to select used as. So once I go, then sorry, I go very forward. Sorry. Yeah, here, used as. So here I have option swap. Yes, swap, whatever you like to call it, no harm, all correct in IT. So used as swap. So swap is like extra temporary storage that helps you to run your system smoothly. Okay, similar um, mm, like some space, let's say on your study desk, right? You, some of the things you put on there, or maybe some extra space where your main shelf is full, so you put or you use that space for. So swap is like that. Okay, and that is used for the operating system. And why it is 8 GB? Because I have chosen the 4 GB of the size of the RAM. There is very good article on this, so we are time with the constraint of the time, otherwise I would have been to tell you about this, but it's a convention I have been hearing it since last 15-20 years. Whatever size of your RAM, just make a double of the swap of that size. Okay, so just stick with this. We'll talk about this more in detail later. So I choose 8 GB. You feel free, at least don't go below the your size of your RAM. Okay, and this is not the physical one, this is the storage. Swap is we are having on the your hard disk. So you can choose more as well, right? So this is here. Then once we have done, then SDA3, it's a 8 GB, right? And then we have selected this. Then again we have to click on the free space and then plus, and when you come over here, so whatever rest of the space is here, then it will show you like this. Then come to mount point, and next I have to select slash home. Okay, so these three things are important. First is slash, only slash, that is root partition, right? Next is your swap partition, and third one is your home partition. Okay, so home is like your personal shell for storing individual items, your personal files, your personal setting dedicated for you. Okay, it's not shareable with others. So you have to select, click OK, and this is how it looks like. So SDA4 is here, this one what we have. You can see also color codings are over here. We cannot see, it's very just 1 MB, but it is right over here, right? Then SDA1, this one, which is the slash partition, or I would say the root partition, main, where everything will be here. Then swap, then home. So these are the three minimum or mandatory partition if you're going with this customization option. Of course there are so many things you can do, but these are the good start with as an intermediate or beginner, right? So go ahead and try this one as well. Then yes, and again we come up with the same screen like we did for default installation, right? And here's the same procedure, but what I would like to emphasize, if I just give a name like this, my first Ubuntu installation, so as soon as you type over here, it will also get some information automatically. Then remove it, and you can see only it says the green one. Until and unless all these fields are green ticked, then you are not allowed to go ahead, right? So and so what I have done here, I have some spaces which it doesn't take. Then I remove the spaces, and I rename the username to small d sock3. Here it was in capital letter or uppercase letter, and here it's in a small letter, right? Then it says done. So hit and trial, then provide very strong password. So strong, it means you are doing, you are just starting. don't go and don't be crazy over here. Don't be crazy. Just put simple password, okay? Like password, password as a password. That's it. Okay, but this is not recommended when you do real work in industry or when you are actually configuring a server. No, don't do that. Of course, these details are provided by your security team, or who is managing the credentials or something like that. So, but as a beginner, don't put much things over here. Just put a simple, or maybe password, or whatever simple string. Don't use the password which you use for your accessing your mm, Gmail account or your email account, right? Or any other email services. Simple. And to see what password you have put over here, click on this show and it will show you. So I go ahead with the password, and that's the simple thing. Okay, so we are just learning, so no need to provide strong password. It will give you weak password. That's fine. And still you can click on this. You can ignore the warning, but when you are doing this for production work, no. Of course, once you will be expert, you automatically know, and you will be laugh one day, okay, is this a kind of password, right? Then it will come to you. And when you are connected with the internet, at the moment I am not connected with the internet, that's why it didn't select automatically. Then I have to go over here, click and select the my location, and automatically some time zone will be selected, right? And then again I have same, it gives me the summary, and here I can you can see what I have chosen, all the information partition related. When you select and go with the default one, right, not with the manual one, then you will get kind of summary. So read what you will get. I don't remember what it gives you, but yes, it's just kind of same, like disk setup, installation disk, and security and more. So you can also see disk encryption, we didn't give property, proprietary software none, and all these things. Click on the install. Once you done, then this you can see this screen here. The important part is copying files, and this progress bar is just moving here, like this point to this point, no problem. If you want to see what is happening in background, so click on this shell icon here. No, sorry, here. Then you can see what are the things, and see all these things, sda1, sda2, sda3 we have created, and the instruction we provided, right? Based on that, this installation is going create a new partition, one Linux, and all these things. Okay, when you want to close this again, just click on this. And yeah, when you become expert, then you feel bored with GUI options, then you say, okay, let's explore more, and you see more details in. Once your installation is done, you have this option, continue. If you don't want your changes to be saved, you can click on continue testing, and you can use your Ubuntu without actual installation. This is applied to your virtual machine, this is applied to your physical machine. So when I say physical machine, means all kind of physical machines where we can install this one, right? And I said restart, and of course it's a virtual machine, so sometimes it happens, it says remove the installation media. So don't go on your virtual machine and remove it from there. Simply press enter. Okay, just press enter, and this message will go away. But when you are installing on physical machine, then you have to remove either your pen drive, your DVD drive, or whatever, maybe you're booting from the network, remove those. And then, I mean, of course, in next restart, you have to disable those devices and boot from the disk. That's what actually happened in physical installation, right? And that leads us to this question. So, but let's quickly just take a question, and then we are done with two more things we have to see. Okay. So during the Ubuntu installation process, which installation type should you choose to create a standard installation? Right answer, quick. Okay. Erase disk and install Ubuntu, install alongside existing OS, manual partitioning, minimal installation. During the Ubuntu installation process, which installation type should you choose to create a standard installation, which I didn't follow, right? Good, Kamlesh. Anybody else wants to answer? Okay, so let's go ahead, and it says yes, erase disk and install Ubuntu. That's the option we didn't see. So guys, thank you very much. Again, this for you and two. Okay. I quickly show you the post installation what happened, and then we are done. So when you click on enter, then system restart. This is the restarting screen. Very nice. Then it says my first Ubuntu installation. It didn't say my username, right? I didn't select my username as this big. I selected DSOC3 and it's showing me like this, and it's making me crazy, right? But still, I provide the password. The password I selected, I had selected the password, right? And then it's restart, and this is your welcome screen. You have to click on the next. Don't click over here. It's not relevant at the moment. Whatever option you want to enable pro and security, but it's a virtual machine. So, but it's your choice what you select, right? I skip for now. Then it asked me to help to improve into yes, but again, it's your decision. If you say no, don't want to share any data, select this option like this and go. And once you do, then it shows get started with more application and all in open app center. See here, and don't click on this, but click here, finish. We are done. And see now and when I reboot, and my username was dsoc3. So guys, this is the thing which I will let you know later how I fix this and why it was showing that name on this screen here. Yeah, right? Because in configuration, I have given my username as dsoc3, not this one. I believe here we go. Yeah, you can see this was my username, right? But when I reboot, it will give me something like this one, and then I fixed it and reboot it, and I come over here, right? I will show you. And so today what we have done, let me quickly summarize it. So we understand the fundamental. We done with the introduction to virtualization, installing VirtualBox. We downloaded Ubuntu. We created virtual machine. We install Ubuntu on virtual machine. We did the post configuration. In next section, we will go ahead with the core Linux skills for the DevOps beginners. And what we will learn in this, I will tell you later what would be our agenda. But as I said, here, why not? But here, the two more important part will be there. One for the basics, where I will show you all the basics commands, and then we will go with the second part of this, where we will be seeing the what most important part, or we will be using the rest of our trainings, right? So this is the I would say, now I will end of the today's session. I'm here for you. If you have questions, please ask me. This is the contact details. Any questions? And first of all, before you ask any question, I really appreciate, guys, our session extended actually 25 minutes what we planned, but yes, thumbs up to you guys. Now your questions, guys. No questions? Okay, so I will be sending you questions. I'm not asking you questions now. So whatever I have shown you over here, right? So let me quickly summarize. Hardware layer, operating system layer, right? Hypervisor, virtual machine creation, operating system installation, and that is called guest operating system. Okay? Yeah, Harshit, please ask me the question.
Sir, actually, I have worked with Pirate Linux. Can I go with that?
Which one?
Or Pirate Linux.
Linux. Okay. Yes. So all the Linux system has, so depends on what a base is has, right? Pirates or Pop? You said Pirate OS, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So I never worked on that, Harshit. Maybe I can quickly check it. 1 second.
Sir, it's just like Kali Linux, sir.
Okay, okay, yeah. So Kali is based on the Debian. Yes, you could. So whatever commands I will show you maybe on 2-3 Linux or maybe Ubuntu. But yes, all this distribution. So that we will talk in next session, because I didn't tell you about the distributions, right? Which are also important thing. So distribution, again, it's a technical term of the Linux field. So distribution, it means the types of flavors, right? Like we have in ice cream. So some people like vanilla, some people like chocolate, some people like pistachios, and so on and so forth, right? Similarly, Linux also have various distribution. So, and some distribution belongs to one category like Debian, the Red Hat, the SUSE, and so on and so forth. But yes, your answer, yeah, the commands which we are going to use, yes, we can use. And I will also show you some other things if you don't want to install. You can.
Sir, so I can go through with Kali Linux, or
Yeah.
it's compulsory to have a Ubuntu.
No, 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 not at all. Not at all. If you already have, you can do the same commands over there. But as I said, each and every distribution has a specific is or speciality or purpose, right? But the commands which I'm gonna tell you, you can do on that Linux as well. No worries. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any other question, guys? Okay, then I will send you what for next week. What you have to do. You need to create a virtual machines. And guys, I hope you don't need to watch this video again. But if you are going to do, and if you didn't make your notes, so I want you to please create your notes. Don't rely only on the video, because videos are, you see, the same thing. If you make a video, it won't take you like 2.5 hours, right? So make your own notes. Of course, you are feel free to choose, but that's what I recommend. Make your own notes and don't waste your time on watching the video. That's what most of the people does, right? They think, okay, we are going to have this recording, we will watch this later again, so there is no point of having the live session. Okay, I can understand. I can also not take a notes while I'm attending my own lectures, right? But at least I believe you got the point. And important out of all these things, what you need to know, or you remember, what I want you to remember: virtual machine, guest operating system, hypervisor, host operating system, okay, and the configuration, types of installation, which we have seen. Only 5 things, nothing more. Okay, these are the takeaway for this. So with that said, I give thank you very much for your attention, your participation today. And if you have further questions, you want me to troubleshoot with you something, Francisco, I really appreciate. You already fixed your thing. Very nice, very nice. And guys, I will introduce you with the Francisco later. And yeah, I don't wanna take you more time, but yeah, I really appreciate, Francisco. You figure it out by your own.
Thank you, Feng. I try to don't waste time as well. Someone more has the same problem, so I thought to send a message.
And one last thing before I let you go, we have this WhatsApp group, guys. You just post your question over there. So share your question, so it will also help others to understand, okay, this kind of issues we get. Okay, and try to solve. If it doesn't solve, park your questions, make a note of this, and in our next session I will first address those questions, and then we will start uh, going forward, I mean. Okay. Okay, guys, then big thanks from my side, and thanks for your attention. It was really amazing session today. I like a lot of your participation. I'm very happy, and see you next week as well.
See you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Welcome. See you next week. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, Harshit. Thank you, Nitesh. Do you have any question, Nitesh? No? Okay, no way. Okay, you're on mute actually. Do you want to say? Uh, your voice is very low. I barely can hear.
Sir, I will practice myself. I will install VirtualBox, and whatever will be their problem, I will discuss with you.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Deb, for your time.
Thank you, you too.
I really enjoyed your video and your teaching style.
Thank you. You guys like it. Your words means a lot to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Then, bye. See you next week. Same time.